Our lesson today is on multiplying binomials. So let's read the definition. To multiply binomials, distribute each term in the first binomial to each term in the second binomial. So just like this. And then we take the second term here and multiply it to C and then multiply it to D. Then combine like terms. This order of distributing is frequently referred to as the FOIL method. So FOIL stands for first, outer, inner, last. So first, outer, inner, and last. So for the first example, so we're going to multiply x times x, which is x squared, and then x times 4, which is positive 4x, and then 2 times x, which is 2x, and then 2 times 4, which is 8. And then we're going to combine like terms. So notice that the middle two terms here both have x's. We can't combine this x squared. There's no other x squareds in here, but there's two terms with x's. So we're going to add those together to make 6x, and then just keep the x squared and the 8 on the end. So now we're going to multiply 2 times x in this next example, which is 2x squared. 2 times negative 5 is negative 10x. 1 times x is 1x, and 1 times negative 5 is negative 5. We're going to add those middle two terms, or subtract them in this case. So we're going to keep the first term 2x squared. Negative 10x plus 1x is negative 9x, and then minus 5, and that's your answer. Okay, notice how both of these are in standard form. Remember, standard form is the greatest degree to the least degree. So this has x squared, x to the first, no x's, x squared, x to the first, no x's. Okay, so find each product. Final answers must be in standard form. So first, I just remember I wrote what standard form means again. So written in alphabetical order from highest to lowest exponents. So you only have to worry about higher or alphabetical order if there's more than one variable. So this time there's only a y, so we don't have to worry about alphabetical order, but put it from highest to lowest exponents. So y times y here is y squared, y times 1 is 1y, 8 times y is 8y, and 8 times 1 is 8. We're going to add the middle two terms, so y squared. Here it's not 8y, there's a 1 in front of this y, so 1y plus 8y is 9y, and then just bring that plus 8, it's in standard form. At y squared, so a 2, a 1, and no y's here. Okay, try number 2 and 3. Let's do 4. So x times x here is x squared. X times negative 2 is negative 2x. 2 here times x is 2x. And 2 times negative 2 is negative 4. Be careful with the sign. So this is a positive 2 times a negative 2, which is a negative 4. Now we can combine those middle two terms. Notice how one's a negative and one's a positive. If we have a negative 2x and we have a positive 2x, those cancel out. So we have x squared minus 4 because those cancel. So we just bring the first term down and the last term down. Okay. 5. So 4 times x is 4x squared. 4x times 3, so 4 times 3 is 12, and then we're just going to add that x on the end, plus 12x. Negative 7 times x is negative 7x, and then negative 7 times 3 is negative 21. Combine those middle two terms because they both have x's. 12x minus 7x is 5x, and then we're just going to keep the first term and the last term the same. That's in standard form because we have an x squared term, an x to the first term, and then no x, so that's in standard form. Okay, try 6. Number 7, we're going to multiply the first term. So FOIL, remember first. So 3 times 3 is 9. Y times y is y squared. So this is 9y squared. 3y times 2 is 6y. And 1 times 3y is 3y. 1 times 2 is 2. We can combine the middle two terms. So 9y squared plus 9y plus 2. That's your final answer. It's in standard form because, oh my goodness. Okay, it's in standard form here because it goes y squared and then no y. Sorry, that I was not expecting that. I pushed the wrong button. Okay, so try number 8. Number 9, we're going to multiply, again, the first terms together. So 8h times 3h is 24h squared. 8h times negative 1 is negative 8h. Negative 3 times 3h is negative 9h. And then negative 3 times negative 1 is positive 3. I have a feeling that the biggest mistake here is probably going to be the signs. So really be careful. This is a negative 3 times a negative 1, which is a positive 3. So little things like that. Just be really careful. So we're going to add together those middle two terms. Negative 8h minus 9h is negative 17h. And we just keep the first term and last term the same. This is in standard form because we have h squared, h to the first power, and then no h's. Okay, try 10 as well. Okay, 11. Now notice here we do have two different variables. We have an x and a y. So now we're going to have to worry about that alphabetical order part. So 5x times x is 5x squared. 5x times negative y is negative 5xy. We're just multiplying x and y. We cannot combine those because one's an x and one's a y. Now we're going to multiply 4y times x, which is 4xy. I always put these in alphabetical order. So see how you have x times y? Just put them xy. And then you see how you have y times x? Still make them xy because you want to put these in alphabetical order. And then 4y times negative y is negative 4y squared. 4 times negative 1 is negative 4, and then y times y is y squared. See how the middle two both have xy, xy? That means we can combine these two, and we're going to leave that 5x squared, negative 5xy plus 4xy. Just combine the numbers in front, the coefficients. So negative 5 plus 4 is negative 1, and we're going to keep xy the same. We do not add these together. We don't combine the xy's, we just keep it xy. And then minus 4y squared. That's in standard form because we have x squared, we have a 1x here, and we have no x's here, but we have y's, but remember it has to go in alphabetical order. So the greatest x, then this is the second greatest x, and then there's no x terms there. Okay, 12. 2a times a is 2a squared. 2 times negative 4 is negative 8, and then we're going to tack on an AB. We can't combine those, we just leave it AB. 5b times a is 5ab. Remember, since this is an AB and we want to write it in alphabetical order, also make this an AB. And then 5b times negative 4b. 5 times negative 4 is negative 20, and b times b is b squared. Now we have two like terms in the middle, negative 8ab plus 5ab. We're going to bring down that 2a squared. This, we're going to collect those, which is negative 3ab and then minus 20b squared. That's in standard form because we have a squared, a to the first, and then no a's here. Okay, I want you to try number 14, but we're going to do 13 together. So 2r times 2r is 4r squared. 2r times negative s is negative 2rs. So notice I'm putting r before s because of alphabetical order. And it's a negative because 2 times negative s is negative 2rs. And then that's going to be a positive 2rs. And then s times negative s is negative s squared. We're going to combine the middle two. Notice that one's a positive and one's a negative, and they both have RS's, so those are going to cancel out. And we have 4r squared minus s squared. Okay, look at number 15. So we can rewrite this. See how it's x plus 4 squared? That means this whole thing inside is squared. So it looks like this. These two are the same thing. X plus 4 squared is x plus 4 times x plus 4. So it's x plus 4 twice. That's what that little squared means. So now we can do the same thing. X times x is x squared. X times 4 is 4x. 4 times x is 4x, and then 4 times 4 is 16. We can combine the middle two, so it's x squared plus 8x plus 16. Okay, try 16. 17 can be written like this. It's just 2m minus 5 squared. So we're going to FOIL. So 2 times 2 is 4, and then m squared. and then 2 times negative 5 is negative 10m. Negative 5 times 2m is negative 10m, and then plus 25. It's a positive 25 because we have a negative 5 times a negative 5, so that's a positive 25. We're going to combine the middle two. Remember, they don't cancel out because they have the same sign, just like up here. Positive 4 plus 4 is 8x, and negative 10m minus 10m is negative 20m. And we just keep the first and last term the same. This is in standard form because m squared, m to the first power, and then no m. And then try 18. Okay, these are our last four. So notice it also says find each product, find the final answers must be in standard form. But this is a binomial. Remember, bi means 2 times a trinomial because there's 3 terms here. But we do the same thing. It's just going to be a little longer. So x times x squared is x to the third. Then x times 3x is 3x squared. And then x times 6, negative 6, x times negative 6 is negative 6x. Then we're going to move on to these inner terms. So 4 times x squared is 4x squared. 4 times 3x is 12x. And 4 times negative 6 is negative 24. Now we're going to combine like terms. So we have a 3x squared and a 4x squared. And we have a negative 6x and a 12x. Those are the two. So these two are like terms and these two are like terms. We can't combine all of them. Just the 3x squared with the 4x squared. So we're going to drop that x to the third. And then 3x squared plus 4x squared is 7x squared. Negative 6x plus 12x is positive 6x. And then we're going to drop that minus 24. That's your final answer. It's in standard form because we have a 3, 2, 1, and then no x's there. Try 20. We'll do 21 together. So again, we have 3a times 5a squared. So 3 times 5 is 15. A times a squared. How many a's do we have total now? We have a to the third. Okay. 3a times 2a. Well, 3 times 2 is a positive 6. A times a is a squared. And then we have 3a times negative 6. So 3 times negative 6 is negative 18. And we have an a because of that a. So 3a times negative 6 is negative 18a. Now those inner terms. So 1 times 5a squared is positive 5a squared. 1 times 2 is 2a. And then 1 times negative 6 is negative 6. Now we combine like terms again. We have positive 6a squared and a positive 5a squared. Notice how I'm taking the sign in front. I notice some of you guys are great at like boxing and circling the like terms, but you only circle the term. Make sure you take the sign, even if it's a positive, no matter if it's a positive or a negative. So we're going to drop that 15a cubed. 6a squared plus 5a squared is 11a squared. Negative 18a plus 2a is negative 16a, and then drop that minus 6. That's in standard form because you have 3, 2, 1, and then no a's. And then try 22. Raise your hand when you're finished.